Good evening,
Hey,
everyone, and happy Friday. It is Indie Love, and I'm here with Miss M. Monique. How are
yes,
you, girl?
I'm I'm good. I'm making it. I'm happy. I'm here.
Good, good. First, let me start off by saying thank you. Up there, Shan. Hey, Shan. She been waiting. Shan been waiting a whole hour.
Oh goodness.
She texted me, was like, what's happening here? I said, we coming, we coming.
I was coming, y'all. I apologize. Thank you for having me,
You are so
by the
welcome.
way.
So welcome. I've been rocking with you since you dropped your first book.
Yeah, I appreciate you for
I'm
that
not
too.
gonna stop
Look,
rocking with you. So let me just give you your flowers right now. Let me just start off
oh
with
my
that. I
God.
am a huge fan. I have read, I do believe just about everything. Because after I finished this, I was like, I'm not ready to let her go yet. So I went back and read Snowman.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm saying it
My
right.
man, December. Yes.
Yes,
Kidnapped by a snowman.
I went back and read that. You know, everybody love a little thug. So
Oh, look, that man right there. He was a
yes.
whole lot. Mm-hmm.
So I just want to say, you are blessed with, talented hands,
Oh, thank
marvelous
you.
mind, and we love your work. So
Thank you.
welcome, everybody that is popping in. And we're gonna just jump right on. Well, let me ask us a few questions. I kind of know
Okay.
because I had you on my symposium, so you've kind of shared some
Mhm,
stuff before
mhm.
about your writing journey. So, just
Yes.
for those who don't know, take us back to how you got into how you started this journey. Um,
Okay, so, literally it started because I was minding somebody else's business, and, her name is Tiffany, and we used to funny me and Tiffany have known each other for 35 years,
okay.
25 years, and this girl never once told me that she know authors and she read books for authors, and I'm like, I was never on social media, and
Mm-hmm.
I made a Facebook, and one of the first posts I saw was her asking like for recommendations on books.
Mm-hmm.
So me being the reader I was at the time, like that's all I did with my life besides raise my kids. I gave her some suggestions, and AJ Davidson was one of the authors, and she told me thank you.
Okay.
And that sparked an entire friendship, sisterhood situation because you literally couldn't tell me anything. When that girl told me thank you, I felt so special because this was somebody I was reading all her work, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know any authors. I was not on any author's platform. I was just a reader. I didn't even know people got on social media and was doing all that. Like I was so out of the loop because I was never on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, when AJ started accepting submissions, I was like, I'm not gonna do it. But then she did it again like a couple months later, and I decided to submit. And here
Okay.
I am,
Yes. How many books is it so far?
31. That's including a children's book, though. I have like a 10-book children's line that I'm
Yeah.
dropping. So yeah, I released the first one, but I have the last 9 to illustrate, to have
Okay.
illustrated. So yeah.
Well, congratulations, Lord have
Thank
mercy.
you.
That's a lot of books in a short period of time, ma'am.
Listen, it's always working
I want to be like you.
overtime.
I want to be
Mm-mm,
like a lot of y'all
mm-mm.
when I get my life together.
Listen, I've been very blessed. That's all I can say is I've been a situation that started off, could have been ended bad, just ended up being good. So,
That's how
'cause-
you have to look at it
yeah.
like that. You have to look at it
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
You know, but this ain't. I'm not gonna go there about my little journey so far, but yes, it is a blessing. It is a
Yeah.
blessing when you drop something like when you look. I look at it and go, "Dang, that was 2 years ago."
I know.
I'm still getting a little check. I don't care. I
I-
don't care how little, how big. When that deposit, be
exactly.
like, thank you.
Exactly.
Somebody is still
Exactly.
pages. Thank you.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you.
They
I'm
people
trying to
don't
tell
understand
you.
that blessing. Like if
Yeah.
it's a scary thing to do in the first place.
Mhm.
And 2, 3 years later, and people are still reading what you put out.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a blessing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
yes. Hey
Mhm.
Rhonda. Hey Jennifer. Okay, so let's jump right on into
Okay.
Still Waters. I have a few notes. I ain't got a whole lot of notes. I'm like, you know what, bunk this. I'm about to just go off the top of my head.
Swing it.
Okay.
Life.
So Miss Deja Rubin.
Mhm. Mhm.
Let me tell you, my God, she's a teacher. She's
Mhm.
single. She lost her best friend Quinn, which just touched my heart. And I just was like, dang, like you
Yeah.
hitting this right off the bat. Like you like, okay, dang,
Mhm.
but I will
Mhm.
say this throughout the story, you felt like you
Mhm.
knew who Quinn was. You knew,
Right.
even though
I
she was
wanted her to have
she,
a voice without having a voice.
there you go. And you did that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
definitely did that, especially when you were talking about in the beginning when Deja was reminiscing and talking about
Mhm.
her Quinn's family life and her
Right.
mother and like
Right.
and then how it turns out in book in the the last book, it's
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
this lady was just bat
Yeah.
crazy. Like, oh my God. So
Yeah. Yep.
where did this story come from?
All right. So, the year before last, I think a lot when I'm driving or in the shower. Don't ask or cleaning up like some random stuff, right?
Mhm.
And I just had this thought to do a book that's in an all black town. Now, listen, this is the thing about me. I'm a real romantic suspense person at heart. Like, I love reading romantic suspense. I don't know
Mhm.
why, but that's just what I love. But I want to really tap into that. So I'm like, what would it be like to write a book about an all black town, And that was the cement first. That was the foundation. Okay.
Okay.
And then I said, but you know what? I said, it's just got to be something weird about the town. Like, it's just not normal. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just quiet and always quiet. And like, Phoenix said, that's not normal. Like, you, ca-
Almost
I don't
like
care
the
what
Stepford Wives type,
Mhm.
like
And
everybody.
I've never seen that movie.
I
And
saw the
people talk
movie.
about that movie. I do. I have never seen that. I'm a book person, so
Mhm.
I kind of like, I either watch Disney Channel, ESPN, or I'm reading a book. Them my three things. Okay.
Okay.
I
I
don't.
did it years
Look.
ago. I couldn't tell you. That's the most I know about it is they were all strange. And I think they
Uh-huh.
did a remake too. I'm not sure.
See.
It was
Mhm.
years ago, and I'm the same way. The TV is
Yeah.
on for noise. It's just
Yeah.
white noise in the
It,
background.
it really is. It really is. So it's like that was the foundation. I'm like, okay, I just wanted to be something about, I already knew ahead of time that I wanted the pastor's wife, the first lady, to be crazy. I knew I wanted that for her because as someone who grew up in the church, who
Mm-hmm.
loves my church, who has a strong faith, um, there's so many misconceptions, right? And I know, like in my reviews, I saw people saying, like, it's something wrong with them church people. That was the funniest part because I'm like, we so crazy. Like, why would we think that? But the truth of the matter is I had to make it to where I wasn't directly attacking any church. I'm not attacking church. This lady
Right.
was a con artist, her husband was a con artist, and they infiltrated a place that was meant to not be like that. So
Right.
but it just so happens that that's the start of Still Waters. I mean, that's the start of Crestview Waters. I love that town. I'm not done with that town, but Still Waters is definitely um has been it was over a year ago. I mean, the summer before last, so it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. That you
Um,
started it.
and I've just been writing on it, like, what I'm saying. I got really serious about it last summer. Um, but I had other obligations to meet,
Okay.
which is why the finale came out later than people would have liked. Because
Man, let me tell you something.
look,
I saw your post and I was just like, They don't go somewhere
But
and
you
sit
know what
down.
though? But you know what though? As a reader who comes from the old school of reading,
Say it.
um,
Please say it.
it's time. First of all, Amazon and Kindle was not at our fingertips. Okay, I remember the first device I had to read on was a Nook, and that was like in 2000, maybe 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so before that, you had to go in the stores and buy a book. You had to go get a book from either the library or inside of a store.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I lived in predominantly Caucasian areas where there were not Black authors on the
Mm-hmm.
shelves. Like they think it's bad now, but 10 years ago, imagine living in Colorado Springs and you walk into Barnes and Noble or a bookstore and there's nothing there that looks like you,
Nothing.
right?
Nothing. I remember
And
stalking Walmart for
exactly,
books and stuff, and
exactly.
you had
So
to
it's like
wait.
I'm from the old school where Maureen Smith could drop a book in January and she won't release another one for 3 or 4 years. Like, and I,
Right.
what you think I did? I waited,
Right.
and
Exactly.
I was still gonna read it because
Exactly. The Terry
because you,
McMillan, the Eric Jerome Dickies, they series, you
Eric
would
Jerome
wait.
Dickey, Omar Tyree,
You
all
had,
them, like
yeah,
Beverly
you had to
Jenkins. You can't
wait.
tell me I would still pick up a Beverly Jenkins book.
Right.
Like you can't. I think, and this is just me as a reader from a reader standpoint. I know technology has made us more entitled
Mm-hmm.
and impatient
Mm-hmm.
than we should be. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes time to craft certain stories. I mean, look at like movies like The Lord of the Rings and Twilight. It didn't take 6 months to write those books. Like,
Look, let
and
me
guess
tell
what?
you
They're gonna
something.
still read the next one when it come out 10
I'm
years after
mad.
the first one
I'm
did.
mad. Bridgerton is not coming out until when? May.
See,
See?
see,
So you know what I'm saying? Like,
but you gonna read it, right?
I'm
Or
a,
you gonna
I'm
watch it?
I'm gonna wait patiently.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, I just want all the negativity. I'm such a nice person. Like
Mm-hmm.
I sit back and I observe. I don't say too much because I'm very non-confrontational. Now, if you start with
Mm-hmm.
me, that's just gonna be the end. But before all that, I'm just very non-confrontational. I'm gonna leave it alone. But it's just been irking my little spirit that is so much negativity surrounding and listen to me very well. Urban fiction and black indie authors are carrying this reader market. And I don't understand why nobody can like understand that. Like there's so many indie authors out here and black authors that are really putting a lot
Urban
of money
romance,
in corporate
they
pockets.
right. They have brought it back,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
they don't want to acknowledge that black women read,
Hmm.
black men read.
And I
So
love that.
people gotta give Arthur some
They
grace.
just gotta
His
give some grace. Like we got
life
like I got three
happened.
kids that I raised by myself. Like
Mhm.
I got health issues. I got a lot going on. And I still managed to try to get content out because I know as a reader that I want a book to read. But at the same
Right,
time, I don't want it to just be thoughtless. I
right.
really put a lot of thought into my books, into my
You definitely
storylines. Like, and I know, it's not. I know from a reader standpoint, it might not seem like it, but it mentally, I have ended up in the hospital a couple of times from exhaustion just from writing. I don't work a job. Writing,
mhm,
I write full time.
mhm,
So you can imagine when I'm in writer mode
mhm.
and I work myself, and it's not even physically, it's mentally. I have literally put everything I can into a book. So Still Waters took something. That's why effectively immediately after Still Waters dropped, I called Ashley. I said, listen, AJ, August ain't coming next because he heavy too, and I done just had to deal with Deja, Janelle, Blaze, and Phoenix. Okay, um, so August was supposed to be my next drop. Okay, soon. Um, but I had to stop because it was just so much like heaviness in Still Waters.
Mhm.
And
A lot,
August, yeah.
a
And
lot.
because August is being redeemed, it's like his book, there's so much meaning to his story because of what happened in Kingston. So
Mhm,
it's just I want to get every emotion this man feels in his
mhm.
book. You know what I'm saying? So in case y'all
So now y'all know.
now y'all know, like, and it ain't nothing against August, but I just know his between him and Faith, the story is not, it's not heavy per se, but you can imagine being a person who's heavily depressed and
Mhm,
needing some redemption, like and
mhm.
needing some saving. Like it's in real life, it's complicated. So for August, it's just you know, it is what it is.
And you
But
want it
yeah.
to be right, so well,
Mhm.
let me ask you this. A lot of your
Mhm.
stories are based,
Mhm.
around, the Gulf Coast. Why is that?
Mhm. Born and raised in Florida, and I've lived in the Gulf Coast all my life. So,
Oh,
the only time I have not lived in Florida, I was living in Colorado, for a few years. And other than that, yeah, I
right,
live,
what you
breathe
know, the areas that
everything in
you
Florida. Mhm.
mhm,
Yeah. Mhm.
okay.
Now, Crestview Waters is a fictional place.
I was just going to
Um,
ask you, how do you feel
yeah,
about writing a fictional I mean, I hear other authors say that they write about fictional places because they can do what they want. Bailey
I
West
want
is
to do
like,
what
"No,
I
I
want to
can
do.
do what I
Mhm.
want. I can make it what I want. I don't
Mhm.
have to worry about the stereotypical, all of that other stuff."
So
Hey,
even when I
hey.
write about Pensacola, like even when I write about my home city,
Mhm,
I don't it's not places that are actually here. Like um it's I just know my streets and stuff like that, but I kind of give it a fictional um places and things like that. But Crestview Waters, there is a Crestview, Florida that's an hour or two away from me, but
mhm.
uh
Yeah,
it's not an all black city. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not that. So
okay.
yeah. But I love just the idea of doing something because I can always revisit Crestview Waters.
Mhm.
Um, because yeah, I just really wanted this to be something different and that was something I really am intrigued by, and that's mystery and suspense and
Oh, well,
romantic elements.
I mean, who goes jogging
She does,
at
but this
5
is
in
what
the
people do.
morning
Listen,
and
listen,
then gets almost attacked by some doggone crazy dogs? Like, what?
listen. My stepdaddy, let me tell you how full circle things come sometimes because I don't realize until after the fact that some things in my books, are embedded, must be embedded in my brain.
Mhm.
And then I'm thinking while you're talking, I'm like, wait a minute, because I remember when my stepdaddy took us on this trail, and all I could say was, what we on this for? Because it ain't nothing but woods. And I don't know where we at. I don't know where we going, girl. We went across this little bridge. It was a spider web from one end of that bridge to the next end. And I said, "Oh, you ain't got to worry about me coming back." Like, why would you even do that? Why would you even do that? Like, oh, yeah.
If y'all
So
have some questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I'll throw them up so that, Monique
yeah,
can,
because I can't see them unless they yeah.
yeah, she can't see them. I can see oh, you can't see the comments either?
I don't know how to girl
Oh,
look. I told you I don't know nothing about I know how to post a post and call it a day.
so if y'all got some questions or comments that you wanna throw out there for her, put them in the comments, and I'll let them go across the bottom.
Yeah.
So, Phoenix, at first, I didn't know if I was gonna like him. I was like I mean, I knew eventually that I would like him, but it was just like, God,
He is so stale. Oh my
Blunt is
goodness.
just
Just
like and when Blaze
mm.
was like, "You need to go out there and look, man. If something happens to that girl on your property, what you gonna do?"
Look, and then he thought about it like, you know what? I don't want this thing to die on my property. Let me go
Right.
find this fool. And then he said she ain't had no business being out there no way.
"What you doing out here? How you trample off on my property in the first place? You shouldn't have been running. Who runs that early in the morning?" And
Look, when I that day I thought about the book and I knew where wanted to start, I went directly home and wrote that whole chapter.
Look,
So that
Ron,
has been sitting in my computer for almost two
Rhonda said
years.
you had her stressed. She was stressed.
Look, I was stressed. Imagine, imagine sitting at the computer like, man, dog, I'm finna have to take them through it. Um,
Let me
but
tell
it
you,
had
I
to
live
be.
near what they call Silver Comet Trail, and I used to
Mhm,
get up and walk that trail early in the morning. And the
mhm,
person I was dating at the time would be so mad with me, like, I wish you would stop.
mhm, yeah.
Who going with you? Nobody.
Mhm,
But I'm an early riser, and it's like if I can
mhm,
get up and get my workout in early, then
mhm.
I'm good to go. Oh
Exactly.
my God,
Mm-mm,
I had
mm-mm.
flashbacks.
Look,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. See, we do it. We do it without thinking, and
right.
that's what she did. She did it without thinking anything was gonna happen. And yeah, that
But
man
the fact
came and
that he
got her.
went out there and he found her, and she, of
Mhm,
course, she had been out there, what, 24
mhm,
for almost 48
mhm.
hours.
38 hours almost.
And
Mhm,
then he took her back and gave
mhm.
her a bath.
Yeah, he sure did.
Bro, you was attracted to her from jump. Don't
I
even
know.
front.
I love that scene. When I tell you it's so much I love, and it's not because I wrote it. Please understand that it's not because I wrote it. I just feel like I loved their connection. I
Mhm.
loved how things started with them because it was like he was so, he wasn't like pliable at all. Like he
No,
was
and
gonna
then
let that girl sit
Janelle
out
had
there.
not Janelle, uh,
Blaze. Oh
no, his
who?
ex-wife.
Oh yeah, Jaylee. Mm-hmm.
She
Little
had
crazy self.
she,
Girl, because why they don't be wanting these men for real. They need to leave them alone so the rest of us can just get them when they don't be
she
wanting
messed
them.
him up. You know, he was already
Mhm.
cantankerous, and then she
Right.
just added to,
Mhm.
the non-trust factor where he didn't have no trust in
Right.
women. I'm not fixing ready to.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna be a no nonsense lawyer and do my job
Mhm.
and get my rocks off when I can, and
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
be about my business. I
Yeah.
love that um
Mhm.
Deja brought light to him.
Right. 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 It's like he didn't have a choice. Like, and it didn't take long either. Like he realized very soon that when she brought him those sweets,
Hmm.
and he was like, he called her a witch. Like she done did something to me. Like ain't
He
no
done
way.
put something in his
Look,
basket.
you don't put something in that food, and then he thought about it after he ate it. Like, wait, she could have poisoned me with this stuff. He was just so nice. He was just not serious at all. But at the same time, he was so serious. Like it was moments where I was like, "See, Phoenix, you soft. You really are not that complicated, for real. You just need somebody to help you along. Like,
Hmm.
but girl."
And I loved Blaze because he's a fool. I love a fool.
I thought he was gonna be so unliked, but then, okay, so funny story. Blaze, okay, so my cousin, right? I called my cousin. I said, "Hey, Janelle," and she was like, "What?" I said, "Listen, just follow me for a minute." Because when I realized, okay, first I looked up names because I'm like, okay, I need names that kind of just coincide with each other, which is why it's Phoenix and Blaze,
Mhm,
Solil, Yuri, and Samson. They're all fire names, right?
mhm.
I said, "Listen, can I use Blaze?" And she was like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, this is the thing. I want to use Blaze and Janelle." And she was like, "Okay." I said, "I just really picture it that I don't know, uh, my cousin's kids, their dad was killed a couple of years ago, and his name was
Mhm.
Blaze.
Okay.
Um, and her name is Janelle. So I used their names because I loved how crazy they were as a couple. Like
Okay.
I told her I said I'm gonna make him crazy. And she was like, "Oh, Blaze." I said, "Yes, yes, ma'am. He's gonna be a little crazy." I said, and but I'm gonna do him justice, like as a character. Um, but she ended up I told her, I said, I just want you to know everybody loves Blaze. At the end of the day,
I,
everybody loved Blaze more than they did Phoenix.
I
She was like, I'm so excited for that. I'm like,
let
yeah,
me tell
girl.
you something.
So
I was almost mad with Janelle. Like, girl,
yeah,
stop running from him. That is, he wants
yeah.
you. He's not. He's not.
Hmm. She
Lauren
was
was
not
just.
trying to have it.
Lauren was
Girl, when
just.
he beat the dude
I
up,
knew. I knew. I'm telling you. I knew someone right with that
hmm
woman from Jump
hmm
Street. And when Phoenix kept saying,
yeah,
um,
don't
she up
trust
to
her.
something, don't
Hmm.
trust
She got
her, don't
some of
trust
her
her. And
sleeve.
he,
Like,
right,
yeah.
you
Hmm.
know, I mean, oh, I knew
Yeah.
something wasn't right.
And
My
the
listen,
reason, I almost, um, the reason I had that whole situation happen is because Blaze really never thought he could get played by a woman. In
mm,
all actuality, he didn't think he could ever be played by a woman.
mhm,
Um, and then because I had to break him down because of how he was in the book. Like even when he say how he get what he want and he don't nothing never knock him off his game, but this
mhm,
whole situation completely knocked him off his game. Like
mhm.
he didn't he was in shambles by the finale. Like halfway through, that man was messed. His whole girl crying in every chapter. Post was crying in every chapter,
Just
but
lost, just
I had
lost.
to get that emotion of knowing you have been a dad all this time and a father, and you find out. I didn't want to just skim over him meeting this child and things like that. Like
Mhm.
he really he really became very likable to me, even towards the end of the first book when he showed up at her house and just
My
made himself at
heart,
home.
my heart dropped. I
Mhm.
was like, no, she didn't just like
But
they
see,
should have ran into
Mister,
the church.
to me,
They should have ran
and
into
this
the
is,
church
and
and
for anyone who left a comment about how the book ended, the thing about mystery and suspense is you got to leave the door open.
right.
I feel like if I would have gave a wedding and babies, that signals too much finality. That is final to me,
So you had
and I
Rhonda
know I don't
crying.
want it to be final.
Rhonda was crying when he met his son. I ain't got
Look,
that. Yeah, we're gonna get there too. We're gonna get there.
that
We gotta get
scene,
to book. We gotta
that
get to
whole
book
scene.
one.
That whole scene. But I mean, that's how it is. Like, even with that, like, I knew the son had to be older, um, and that he, had this family who basically wanted him for what he could offer them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just happening in real life. Like, you got these parents out here that want to put their kids in all these sports, and they really, they see a meal ticket.
Mm-hmm.
They see themselves or what they could have, should have, would have been. Um, but this young man knew this was not his people. Like he knew
Right.
it, and that whole childhood. When I tell y'all so messed up, I had to put his part down so much because I'm just like, look, Blaze, you taking me through it. I don't know why, and I let my characters
Lead you.
talk to me. I don't
Mm-hmm.
force anything. I don't force a chapter. I don't just add scenes to try to make something. I let these things just work themselves out and then I
Mm-hmm.
just type it. I sleep on my books a lot. I've said that before. I go to sleep with it on my brain so I can get scenes in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I really love since the first day I thought about Still Waters, could not wait to get to it. Like every month when I had to, or whenever I drop a new book, all I'm thinking is, it's okay. It's time for me to start on Still Waters. It's time for me to do Still Waters. Um, but I was actually able to start last year, and in the first part, I literally wrote. I think in like I dropped it in September. I had wrote it like in that August or something, end of July, August,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, Kita, you gonna look. I called myself Kita, Marquita Monique, okay, M Monique, but I'm like, man, you now you got to do your Christmas book. You got to do, I had so many obligations, and I almost held on to Still Waters. I said no. this is part of the mystery is not knowing. Like, and that's why I didn't end the finale with the wedding and babies, because to me that just signals that's the end, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not the end for the family in general. Like, you still got Solil,
Mm-hmm.
um, whose book is next. So yeah,
Well, I
y'all will
mean,
see the
there was
babies at
so
some point.
much. I mean,
Uh-huh.
Quinn's. We were talking about Quinn's. You know how
Hmm.
she was an integral part in the book,
Right.
and then having this baby
Hmm.
and um,
Noni, that
Noni.
little girl.
I
Hmm.
loved Noni's sweetness. I
Hmm.
mean,
And how Phoenix just, he was wholehearted for that baby when he saw her like the first time. Like, he just like melted. Like, okay, this, yeah. Even when the grandparents came and got him, and he said a prayer over her, like, I'm
mm-hmm.
coming, couldn't sleep. Like, let's get up and go get this child
Let's go
back.
get her.
He just really, he really stepped up. Like,
Well,
yeah, he
okay.
really
Let
stepped
me
up.
before we Janelle's crazy parents. Like, what in
Yeah.
the world? And her
So
sister, like this loon. Like, what? What?
funny
They was
thing,
making me so mad. They made me so mad.
that small minded small town
I was so
mentality.
happy when she
Hmm.
said when she left and went
Hmm.
to go live with Deja, and then they got
Hmm.
the dog and they was protected. I
Hmm.
mean, I love that she was like finding her
Yeah,
way.
herself, her way. And
Mhm.
it's like, imagine having that type of control over you, because there are some parents like that, that they feel like they got to have they got to be so involved. And you're a grown woman. Why should they be coming cooking your dinner and stuff like that, cleaning your clothes? Like, just weird behavior. But that's all in the control they keep. Like, we want
Mhm.
to see, is it a man at your house? Like, they really, you know,
So
you shouldn't
right.
be having no man in your house. Like,
So
mm-mm.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna. Yeah. Okay. You can go ahead and move, but we still right
Hmm.
here clocking
Yeah.
everything that you're doing,
Hmm.
regardless that whether
Hmm.
you live under our roof or not.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She was just so sheltered and boxed in. And that's why they blamed everything on Deja, because they felt like Deja
She
made
was.
her, rebel against them. And no, that wasn't it. She was just tired of y'all.
Mhm. Mhm.
She was just tired of y'all. And I
I was
think the
so mad when
funniest
her
part of
sister.
that book is when Blaze shows up at her parents' house and beat
First
up
of all, I
Kendra.
was so happy when her and her sister got into that fight and she
Yeah,
beat the brakes off of her
yeah,
sister. And then when the mama said,
yep.
I want
Hmm.
her to kick her, I was
Yeah,
like, what?
yep.
And then the daddy
Janelle
just
had it
seemed like a
rough.
dummy. Like he was just a dummy. How do you
Hmm.
just stand there and let your wife
Yeah.
encourage your children to
Hmm.
fight?
Right. That's
Oh,
that secret animosity some mothers hold.
right.
And
And
that's
then when
sad,
Ray
but
showed up and was like,
mhm, yep. He put him through the screen though. And then chased him when the man tried to run off. Blaze just really,
wasn't
y'all,
wasn't nuts.
crazy,
He was
crazy. But I
he
love his character so much because he really grew up, and he really grew up. Like, he really matured. Um, and he wasn't having it. So
no.
mhm.
Now, okay, this shit. You had so much going on. The crooked sheriff. He made me nervous. He made me uneasy.
Mhm.
Like, oh, he gave me the creeps. That's the best way to say it. He gave me the
Mhm.
creeps. The way he was like, just always popping up,
Popping up,
and
yeah.
and you gave
Mhm.
yourself away because she didn't have
She
a
wasn't thinking
clue.
about that man. She didn't have a clue. She ain't even remember. She wasn't even trying to remember.
She wasn't
Like,
trying to be near you.
mm-mm.
Nothing,
Nope,
nothing.
nope,
And you just
nope.
became fixated on
Mhm.
and gave yourself away.
Yep, yep.
He was weird. He was really.
Weird, weird.
Yes, Jennifer, he was very creepy. I can tell he was ugh.
Yeah, I know. Mm. I don't look. We ain't gonna talk about the police is where I live, but anyway. So yeah, yeah. I just, I think, and then for Sheldra, like,
I wasn't
what can I
expecting
say
all of
about
that.
Sheldra? Listen, I almost gave her a point of view and I didn't. Okay, I wanted just like Quinn. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted her to have a voice without having a voice. I also wanted Shelter to have a voice without having a voice because of her background and where she came from. But even in that, she she just learned how to be how she was, and you can see it when you met her mom, why she was the way she was. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, she had somebody that tried to help her, and by then it was too late. She was already, jaded to life
Right.
and into the world. I mean, she talked about the fact that she was gonna kill her own son. Um,
That just I
right
was
after she
yeah, I wasn't ready.
yeah.
I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
First of all, I wasn't ready that he was her son.
Mhm.
Um, I wasn't ready for that. You threw me for that. I mean, you came out with book two, like, well, damn, this is a straight banger. Like all the secrets is just spilling
Listen.
to where you just this was me several times. Okay, I can't. I got
Listen, Mike, Mike is the reason I liked Mike in this book is because he genuinely did not know that that was his sister.
mm,
He genuinely thought this lady, I mean this was his,
that was
he
his
thought this
mother.
was his sister.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not have any idea. Like he just was oblivious. Um,
Will they eventually get a
mhm.
story? Okay.
No, so
No.
Salil, I know for sure Salil has a book.
Okay.
Her and Zach. Um, and as far as still, like I said, I created Crestview Waters because I want to revisit it. And
Mm-hmm.
Crestview Woods, I want to revisit that. I want to stick to having them, I guess, as my little mystery and suspense.
Mm-hmm.
That part of me that needs to be
Well, of course,
satisfied.
because Crestview Waters
Yeah.
got to be rebuilt because it's
Right. So that's the
tore up.
thing. So that's what I'm saying. It's no it's that's why I left it the marriages and the babies and all
Mhm,
that unsaid because to me it leaves things open. It
mhm.
leaves the door open for other things. So um yeah, that's a part of mystery and suspense.
Well, I mean, that's
Yeah.
well-rounded because you can do I
Hmm.
mean, you have done
Trying, child.
romance and
Listen.
the
I write
urban.
whatever these people tell me, and it's funny because when I think I'm gonna give soft, it never comes across
Oh,
as
here's
soft.
a question. They wanna know, "Why did you kill off Lauren?" I wanted her to live and suffer.
Okay, so Lauren, let's visit Lauren. The reason I did that was because Lauren, to me, um, had done so like she
I
had
was
done
gonna say,
some
she
pretty.
ruined so many lives. She
She had
ruined
ruined
so
some
many
lives.
lives. I
Okay,
mean,
and
even
it
what was her husband's name?
Derek.
Even Derek, like what
Mhm.
the trauma that she did to him and put his mama through alone was like, Jesus,
I
girl.
literally had her. I had initially the mama killing her, but but I didn't because I just wanted to be more. I don't know. Lauren deserved what she got. Okay, Lauren. I don't think. I don't think in that situation I should have let her live. Like she was, yeah, diabolical is the word. Like
She
you
was gonna
literally.
continue to make everybody's lives
Mhm.
a living hell. I
All
mean,
right, and
when
that's
you
exactly
think
what she did.
about it, when she said when it came out that she raped Blaze, it was like,
Mhm.
what in the
Mhm.
girl, who
Crazy.
does that at that age
Crazy.
on top of that?
Crazy. Crazy people. Um, but she was no different from Sheldra, con artists. Women who are users. Like she had no rhyme or reason for why she did anything. Like she just and then she used it over his head. Like
Mhm.
if she wouldn't have had that baby, maybe things would have been different. But because she got pregnant by a man that she decided to do the same thing to, and then with Nico, he just
And that nigga just went
Mhm.
ghost.
I wanted Blaze to beat him up, but I had him in the hospital. So I was like, dog, Blaze, why you in the hospital?
Right. I just
I
knew
told
he
you
was
to
gonna
beat him
beat him
up.
up. I just knew he was gonna beat him up.
He was beating
Let
up
me
everybody
jump back.
else.
Let me jump back to the text message I got from my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she asked about another something else, and then she said, this dang on Phoenix Steel," and she was, she put gave me the emojis, and then she was like, she was on chapter 9 of the first book. Not he kissing Deja and bringing her to his folks' house for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Then she sent me another text. Janelle's parents. I know Shan's still here somewhere because that's his Chantress. Chanel's parents make me want to drive to Louisiana and
Mm-hmm.
drag their ass back to Georgia and whip their ass. That's what.
Yep.
So when she was
They were
reading,
saying
she was
that
just
it's crazy. They just was cutting up the whole book. Like,
the whole. And then I guess she got to the end of book 1 and she was like, "Girl," I was like, "What the entire hell?" Uh, and then she said she just finished. She just finished the second book.
mhm.
I cried dang near the whole time. I'm ready for Friday's discussion. Oh yeah,
Oh.
this she okay, yeah. Sometimes Shan can send me a whole bunch of stuff,
Mhm.
but that was her, and she know I ain't gonna say much because I don't tell. I'm not telling you nothing. Don't
Mhm.
ask me no questions. I'm not gonna tell you anything. I'm not gonna discuss nothing with you
Listen,
until you're done with the book.
I knew that finale was gonna be heavy, and I'm like, man, I was so writing it was like, okay, Keita, take it a step at a time because if you try to write, I like those heavy scenes, especially when Blaze met his son and he showed up to the basketball game, and
Mhm.
um, it was just listen.
A
Can you
lot
imagine the emotion he felt like? You
to
know what I'm
never.
saying?
I
Looking
mean,
at this
like
man and seeing
all
himself.
17 years, and I love that his son was just so. He said, "I knew my family was coming. I knew."
Mhm.
I just held
Mhm.
on, and I mean, when
Mhm.
that boy said, "I prayed and
Yep.
I fasted," and
Mhm.
I was like,
Ooh,
"Oh my God," like,
I know. So
oh,
self-aware. Like
yes.
when Blaze came to the house to beat up the daddy,
Yep,
like he came with his book, he came outside with his book bag on, like he was
like,
ready
"I'm
to
ready to
go.
go.
Like,
Let's
come
go.
get me.
I'm
Like, come
ready.
save me, please.
Yes,
Like,
I'm ready. I'm
no trauma. And this speaks to those kids who this is speaks to a part of me too. Those kids who have experienced
ready."
trauma in their childhood and they bounce back like, you know what? I'm gonna cut my losses
Right.
and go where I need to go, and I'm not taking no baggage with me. And that's exactly how Levi handled the situation.
So you got folks crying. Jennifer said she
Oh Lord, look,
Shan said she cried.
listen,
I mean,
y'all, I wanted to bring out emotions because I just want this series to be epic. Like, if I ever get a TV movie, this is gonna be the one I want to put on
this
there.
the one
I
you want
love
to
Gray, Blue, and Kingston, but I really feel like Still Waters um, just helped me fulfill a part of me that wanted to do something different. You know, like I don't know. I loved everything about them. Like even now, like I'm like, man, I thought I was not gonna be able to write another Blue, Gray, or Kingston. And then I got Phoenix and Blaze. And now I'm like, now I'm just sitting here looking crazy, y'all. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm like, this is the problem. People don't understand the pressure that you be under. I was under so much pressure after I wrote Blue.
Mhm.
Cause I'm like, how I'm gonna outdo this man? I don't even know what I'm gonna do. But it ended
Fine.
up working out for me. So
I'm surprised Allegra's not here because she love a toxic man.
mhm.
Allegra, she love
Mhm.
a toxic ninja,
Mhm.
and she from New Orleans, so her and Ayana.
Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah, I love New Orleans. I love New Orleans men. I love how they talk.
Ah,
Don't even get me started, please. Like, yeah. Mm-mm.
I
Mhm.
mean, you did the thing. So,
Thank you.
um, if you ever, I can't even imagine any of the audio voices, and I am in love now with Winston James's
I
voice.
love Winston James
Oh
and
my
I
God.
love
I am
Jacoby.
the way everybody loves Jacoby. I like
Mhm.
Jacoby, but I just
Mhm.
feel like but I am
Mhm.
so in love with Winston James's.
Yeah, I am too. I follow him on Instagram. I think he
Me.
follows me too on Instagram. Look, I'm not even playing. When I saw that follow back, I was like, okay, yeah, we finna do some business together. And I'm like, I already said my first because I'm heavily trying to step into Audible, right?
Mhm.
Into audio.
Okay.
Um, it's just all the channels and stuff that you have to go
Yeah,
through. I'm so
it's a
confused on all
lot.
that type of stuff.
It's a
So
lot. Yeah.
I don't even know where to start. I have not even
But
thought
what
about where to start.
what book
So
would you start with?
Still waters.
Still Waters.
Definitely.
Okay.
Because this is the first this is the one that if I get the chance to do a movie, this is the book I will do it on.
Right.
That's the book I would do it on. Like
Okay.
simply because, like I said, I can revisit Stillwater, I can revisit Crestview Waters. I just love the Steele family, but at the same time, there are other families woven into the story.
Mhm.
You got Zach who makes an appearance, and then who else? Him for sure, but you got the detective, both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
My cowboy friend. I think yeah, he's yeah. So it's just a lot.
Y'all
I
see
have on my plate.
Monique's mind is going right now just as she's talking.
Always. Don't let me get in the car and play some music. It's over. I'm gonna have a whole scene written in my head by the time I get home. Mhm.
And
That's
how
how
do
it is
you
with
do
me.
that? How do you when you have a scene, what do you do not to lose it? Or a
I
dialogue
just
that's going on?
I really go over and over. It takes one sentence to give me a whole chapter. One
Okay.
sentence. So if I think of like Phoenix, right?
Mhm.
His chapter, when I started Still Waters, the first book, I started it off the sentence he said is I can't remember. He said she had no business out there or that I built a whole chapter around it because what's she out there for? Why she over there? Why she
Why she
running
back
at that
here?
time of the morning anyway?
Right, right, right.
Yeah. And then that was the first sentence, and then it was when he said when she said she has a right to ask, and he said he has the right to respond. Like their whole dialogue was just funny to me in that first scene with them.
Mhm.
Um, and he was smoking when Blaze came in, and Blaze like, man, come on, man, the police out here.
Oh, I forgot about that. He was like, "This is my house. I'm in the comfort of my own house, on my own property,
Mhm,
doing me."
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. So yeah, I just loved writing them. No, I mean, I'm glad I didn't rush it. To
Mhm.
put the second part out, I'm glad I didn't rush it. No matter how upset I made a lot of people. Um,
Which doesn't make sense to me. I mean, yeah, you fall, it's like,
and
dang.
I could see if I didn't produce anything else in that 5 months that anyone waited. Like I literally put out 5 books. Three, four, 3 books. I don't know. But anyway,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, but it's okay. That's why I don't like, but I'm a standalone girly at heart. That's why I have write interconnected books and not to be continued.
Mhm.
Because I truly at heart I am a standalone girl, but Still Waters would have been 700 pages, and I was not.
And we
Y'all
would
know
have read
how.
it. And we would
Yeah,
have read it. We would have read all
and I
700
was on the
pages.
fence so much. I kept saying, okay, AJ, I kept saying, AJ, one book or two, one book or two. She said, what do you feel? I said, I feel that with mystery, there has to be a cliffhanger. Like I can't. Now let me. What my book at? What my book at, child? I got plenty of romantic suspense novels on my bookshelf right here, right?
Mhm.
That's written by Maureen Smith and Beverly Jenkins got a couple up there. And they not to be continued. You get the same effect, like but to me, knowing I had to read this book a million times over and over and over, I remember how stressed I was doing that with Blue because he was 100K. And I was
Mhm.
like, I'm not about to do that to myself. And then two, I just knew it was going to be heavy in that finale. So I was like, you know
Mhm.
what? 2 books, call it a day. Get off the fence.
Mhm.
Correct.
So I'm telling you, if you thought like if we thought book one was like, dang,
Mhm.
dang, dang. When I say you came out blazing with book
Girl.
two right off the bat, and it was like I was so scared when it opened. I mean, I was scared at the end of book one with
Mhm.
the rain and the tornado.
Mhm.
And then Deja going into the church and
Mhm.
you know finding the blood and finding them
Mhm.
shot,
Mhm.
and then to open it and the god doggone sheriff gonna try to pin it
Mhm.
off on her. Like, are
Yeah.
you crazy?
He would have really had her too. Like, if it wasn't for Phoenix and that deputy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I mean, I mean, just all of the different plot twists from that
Mhm.
to Noni to
Mhm.
Deja going to I mean, even though we found, she's pregnant and all of that,
Mhm.
that was like that was took a
Yeah.
back seat to
Yeah.
everything else that was going
Exactly.
on to
Exactly.
her. I mean, I'm
Exactly.
so grateful that the statue didn't,
Mhm.
wasn't destroyed. That wasn't
Yeah,
nothing
she and
God's
because in the first book
intervention.
she had already made mention of that statue, and
Hmm.
it's like Quinn, when she thought about it, why would Quinn have a statue? Why would it signify anything to have to do with her mom? Like, they don't even get
Right.
along like that. Like, she really knew Quinn, and
Hmm.
and even with Quinn's parents in the finale, they had two prior
Oh,
children who passed away. So it's like in that there's still a mystery. There's still some
yes,
mystery
and
there. Like, what did y'all?
"Wait a minute." No, my mind was going to like, that lady killed them kids. I don't get you can't tell me." And I'm thinking, "Who did she marry? Because this man got to ain't no
Mhm,
way. Ain't no she
mhm,
must be doing something to him too. She must
mhm.
got some dirt on him." Now I write a whole
Y'all listen.
let me tell you something. My daddy and my auntie, bless God
Mhm,
rest their souls, could
mhm.
tell a story. They could see somebody on the corner. We could all be in the car, and me, my mom, my son would start busting out laughing because my daddy and um my mama's sister could tell a story. I mean, make up a whole
Yeah.
entire. You don't know the people from a, a can of paint. And look at them, they this, and I bet you so and so and so and so. Yeah. So as I'm reading, and just a little bit that you talk about, I'm thinking, they killed them. She got some dirt on
Mhm,
her husband. That's why he
mhm,
don't say nothing. He just a
mhm.
old sap sucker. He done did something, and he know. And I done made up a whole.
Girl, Phoenix told her, I hope you live a long time and feel every wrinkle you get. Like, I hope you feel them. I hope,
Mhm.
like, imagine the torture of you know being in your mind and not being there. Like,
And can you
he
imagine how poor Noni, like you have
mm,
been surrounded by love.
mhm.
As crazy as Sheldra was, she still
Yep,
loved
she
Noni,
loved Noni.
and she
Mhm.
took care of her, you know.
Yep, yep.
Um, and then to go from that to being
Mhm.
with Janelle, I mean,
Mhm.
Deja and Phoenix, and then going, and he said, and then in there playing sleep.
Yep.
That
She
baby was
had plenty of sense, girl.
right,
In there playing sleep.
right. And when she told, you could you could feel, you wrote it when you could
Mhm.
feel that baby's relief when Phoenix
Mhm. When Phoenix.
came by her.
Yep. Yep.
I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
loved it.
see.
I
Yeah.
felt for Deja when she had to when she
Mhm.
slammed the door in their face like, not today.
Mhm. Exactly. Exactly, girl. Phoenix wasn't having it. Um, and I just love that, Salil went with him and Phoenix, she told him not to put his hands on nobody. She said, "No, don't put your hands on nobody." But um Quinn's family, yeah, they deserve something. I'm just not sure what yet.
Oh, here's a question for you. What was
Mhm.
up with Melissa and the ADA?
So this is the part of the mystery, right? That I want to revisit this place because a lot of these intertwined people um haven't been quieted per se yet. Um but the ADA, that Millicent lady, she just was one of them wannabes. And Jaylee, She the ex-wife. Of course she want him back, especially now that she see he happy and moving on with his life. And then she getting beat down by the dude she with.
What?
Um
And when
well,
he told her, all I can tell you
okay,
is run. You better go, girl. You get her out.
you
You
better
better,
take it.
you better
Run.
take it
I'm
and
like,
go.
Phoenix is, boy, he don't care. If your name ain't Deja Rubin, call it a day.
At this
But I
point,
loved his relationship with Blaze. Um, because he made Blaze have accountability.
right.
Like he was gonna be the big brother and get you out of it, but he wants you to know, like, you know, you messed up, right?
Hmm.
Like he just wasn't gonna just handle it just because you was the brother. He still was gonna let you know, like, you wrong for that. Like, and I love that about their relationship. And then Blaze respected him enough that even though he knew his brother was crazy,
Hmm.
that I know my brother gonna help me handle it. Like even when he thought Phoenix was gonna kill Lauren, he was like, "Man, we can't kill that girl. He said we can't kill her." Phoenix
I
like,
I love the fact that when Blaze went to Derek's mama's house and he
mm-hmm,
told Janelle stay in the car,
mm-hmm,
and she was like, "Mm-mm, something ain't
yep,
right. Mm-mm,
yep.
something ain't right." She
Girl,
was
that's
right
that
there.
sixth sense. You thinking she like, nah,
Yep.
this don't make no sense, but mm-mm.
Oh,
She,
okay. Allegra said she just dropped it. We was talking about you a little while ago how you love uh,
hey,
toxic nigga from New Orleans, Allegra.
wait a minute.
So she's not done yet. Okay.
And let
We
me
might
know.
have to so we're in a book club and we are
Mhm,
reading everybody that is part of Indie Love. So now we gotta
mhm,
add you. Well, most of us we touched on it a little bit. We were talking
mhm.
about what whose book did we we just read Kimberly Brown's book.
I
We
love
talked
Kimberly
about
Brown.
that book,
Mhm,
her last book. And so then our book clubs go. Sometimes they
mhm.
go this fool said and do. I'm telling you, she love a toxic and let him have some tattoos and a
That's me.
grill. You can forget it.
That's me.
Allegra is
That's me.
in,
That's me.
all in. But we touched on still waters when we were talking, so
Mhm.
we'll have to add you to our list in the next couple of months. To we try to
Okay.
go through everybody in that's gonna be at
Okay.
Indie Love. So we
Okay.
did touch. I know Mimi, she read it, and we were talking about some stuff too. How it was so, it was so good. Oh, and happy belated birthday. Let me tell you that too.
Thank you.
Happy belated
Girl
birthday.
child.
But
I don't know. I just turned somebody
yeah,
40
so,
years
and I
old.
know when we get done, I'm gonna be laying in my bed going, dang, I forgot to mention this, and dang, I forgot because it was just so much, but it didn't feel overwhelming. You know how
Right.
some stuff
And
like
I didn't want that. And I kept saying, I kept like second guessing myself. Do I need to add something where it's a little lighter? And I'm like, you know what? There's, I don't think I've ever watched a movie that was actually missed. The only elements I wanted to add were romance. Like,
mm-hmm,
because that slow build and then just the drop off,
mm-hmm,
um, it had to be like Blaze had to be brought down to like the lowest so
mm-hmm,
that people could see him, see his feelings, like of knowing he not just that he a dad, but he was falling in love at the same time. Like,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and Janelle stuck beside him the whole time. And it's like I just wanted everybody to feel that. Um
And when he bought her that car, oh my God, I was
mhm.
like, where
Oh
he
yeah.
at? Lord, where is he?
What he at? I
Golly,
know.
what I gotta
When
do?
when she
What?
woke up on Christmas and he had all them gifts waiting for her, and he like, "What you worried about?" Like,
Mm-hmm,
I told you I got you. Like,
mm-hmm.
and then when he invited her family to the hospital,
And check them. I was like,
his
do it.
mama checked him. Like, y'all ain't finna play with us like this. Yeah, yeah, that family right there. So yeah, so Lil is
She's next. I
uh-huh.
liked her.
I did too. So um I'm starting her soon. I'm almost done with August, so But again, his book is heavy, so it's like um I put him aside for a second to gather myself. I just, you know how you, when you read a heavy book and you have to read something light to try to scrub
Yep.
your brain?
Yep.
That's what I'm doing. So I'm writing
Yep.
something a little lighter,
Okay.
which is the Hood Flower Girl book. Um, so
Okay,
funny about
Rhonda.
it.
She said she got to
Okay,
get.
Rhonda, thank you for coming to talk to me. Um, so yeah, I'm doing that one just to kind of scrub my brain a little bit of the deepness of what Still Waters was
Mm-hmm.
before I jump and finish August because I'm literally so far into his book. Um, but yeah.
Girl, you had me praying for Mike. Yeah, that was she did.
Yeah, girl.
I, look,
My
like girl, you praying for a fictional character in a book.
and you know what?
Like, I'm so good. Oh
I
Lord, please let
almost
the
almost killed that boy and I
no,
didn't. Um
no. You would have just
I
damn it
couldn't.
that poor girl.
I know, and that's who I thought about was Ashani. I'm like, you know what? Don't kill this boy. Let him just make a slow recovery. Um, people can see
Yes,
him again.
um, Lakeisha, sometimes seriously, um, there are certain authors who
Yeah,
write so much deep stuff. I have to go to some fluff,
go
lovey-dovey
find
stuff
something very
afterward.
lighthearted. You can still be. It can still be thuggish ruggish bone. Just get. You know what I'm saying? Like a lighthearted thuggish ruggish bone. Like nothing that's got to do with. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's a holiday read, those are some
Yeah,
good
yep,
lighthearted, funny gangsters to read.
yep,
Like to me.
yep,
Um, because it is difficult to jump into
yep.
something else heavy
It is.
when
I'll tell you the authors who,
yeah.
um, Nia Forster has
Mhm,
done that to me in the past.
mhm,
Even Nina, Arthur Nina,
mhm.
you
Yep.
got, Love Belvin, of course.
Mhm,
Um, Bailey West has done that with a couple of
mhm.
things. Casey Mills. So you
Yeah,
gotta go.
yeah.
Even if those are if your favorite characters who write something deep. Even Monique has some lighthearted
I have
stuff.
to, yeah. So that's
You
what I
just
do. I
gotta
go check the
go.
catalog and see what's lighthearted and
Yep,
funny. Like
yep.
you know, that's what I do. Okay. Like I said, I'm a writer who was an avid reader prior to becoming an author. Even though I've been writing all my life, seems
But you
like
gotta
I
slide into
wasn't
the wall.
published.
Girl, she had us all sliding down the wall. Anytime
So
you praying for a fictional character,
I
Lord,
know.
please don't kill
Look,
it. Lord, please. I'm gonna be so
at
mad.
this point, I'm waiting for Phoenix to show up at my door and knock. Um, mhm, mhm. I think I could deal with him more than I could Blaze because it's something about a nonchalant, mean man when they no longer like that, and you just be looking at him like you was just hiding behind all that roughness for no reason. Like, mm,
I would get
it's
on the
got to be
horse,
sad.
though.
Mhm.
I need the blazes. I need the I need somebody that's gonna make
Yeah,
me
you can have a
laugh. It's
touch of
gonna be a
Blaze, but I
fool.
feel like I would in real life I would drop kick Blaze. Like I be thinking to myself like, listen, I'm speaking from experience. Listen to me. So I'm just gonna go and say it. So this dude, right? When I say Blade, when I say Phoenix, when I look at him and I be like, this man act just like Phoenix, and I don't even know what to say or do. But last night I told him I said, you know what, that nonchalance is irking my last nerve. And he was such a man though. He was y'all. When you ain't never dealt with a man who know how to communicate. When they
Mm.
do it, be like, oh, let me go sit down and shut up. Yeah, he said, he was like, you know what, you have a right to feel like that. And I respect how you feel. I said, excuse me. I ain't even had no argument. Like I was like, oh, that's it. We ain't gonna argue. You ain't gonna tell me you not nonchalant. Like you just gonna say, oh, you know what? I can understand how you feel like that, and I agree.
But look, this is me.
Look, and I'm just like mind blown. Like, what? Where have I been? I don't know, but anyway, moving along from him because he. Anyway, Yeah, so yeah, I can deal with a phoenix. It's the blazers that I'll be wanting to drop kick and drag by whatever inches of hair they got. Like I can't do it. I can't
Lisa
do
said
it.
she looking for Phoenix and Blaze.
Right? Listen,
Shan said not drop
drop
kick.
kick, drop kick. And I got a bad knee and I will still drop kick them. Girl, sure will.
And I feel like after a while, it's like you giggles and he now, but
Hmm.
when you mad, don't make me.
Exactly.
I don't want to
Can
laugh.
you imagine Blaze? Look, Blaze never once got mad in the book with Janelle. He only got mad when she
He
ran
thought
from
she was
him.
with when he thought she was messing with homeboy.
Mhm. And he handled it in such a crazy way. Like you put this man through a screen door. And then he tried to de-escalate the situation by running from you. And what did you do? You chased him, Blaze.
And then I was like, look at this punk. You all up in her face, but then you run. How you
Mhm. It was funny when the daddy was trying to get with Blaze, and Blaze said he'll have his daddy come on down. He was like, "Cause I'll put my hands on Elder."
run? I don't hit elders out, yeah. But my
I'm
daddy
like,
do.
Blaze is another cup of
But
a
not doing my
strong
dad.
liquor that
Yep.
you gotta just drink in small sips because he is crazy.
I
He
just
is crazy.
I loved all of it. I'm gonna keep. I know I keep saying it, but I did. I
Mhm.
really enjoyed it. I was
Thank
looking
you.
forward to the finale. I didn't. I think I was
Mhm.
probably reading something else, and I was like,
Mhm.
"You're going to decide." And I can't
Listen,
even finish my own stuff. Busy reading
listen.
everybody else because
I
life
can't wait till I can
happens.
take a break. Like I said, I'm a full-time author. I don't work a job, so it's
And then
like when I do get a break.
I started a new position,
Mhm.
and
Oh, okay.
I love it. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
not in the classroom anymore. I'm
Mhm.
out the classroom.
Mhm.
So whereas last school year
Mhm.
I was I got moved and was end up being a one-on-one with
Mhm.
a student, and I had time to write. Like, okay,
Mhm.
do your work and I can write.
Mhm.
And everybody, I was
Right.
like, I hate being in this classroom. I hate
Mhm.
being down here. I don't want to be in special ed and da, da,
Mhm.
da. And somebody said, you better appreciate that while
Mhm.
you got the time. And then I went back to in the regular classroom. I was like, thank you, Jesus, for delivering me from special ed. I went
Yeah.
back to a general ed class, but I was doing intervention, and so I was
Mhm.
staying busy. But I would have time to jot down little notes or
Right.
whatever. And
Right.
then my mother dealt with a health scare. And when your family is dealing with a health scare,
Exactly.
the whole,
Yeah.
then you're not in
Yeah.
creative mode at
Yeah.
that
At
point.
all. At
And,
all.
and then I started a new position, was still within the
Mhm.
school system at the first of the year. And when I tell you I'm on go from the minute I
Yeah.
walk through the door at 7 o'clock
Yeah.
till 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got an attitude because Shan will tell you, I'm used to being able to do some indie love
Yeah.
work. I'm used to
Mhm.
being able to do this and do that during downtime. I have no
Listen.
downtime.
I thought I thought I was going back to work. So, okay, so since I became an author, okay, so I had brain surgery in November 2019.
Hmm.
I haven't worked since November 2019
So
because
okay. Before you tell that, me and this nut was together for 5 years. We were co-teachers for
wow.
4 or 5 years.
Hmm.
So that's what she's saying. Yep, sending voice memos and everything. But
Listen.
we worked good together because she was
Hmm.
in school. So when
Hmm.
it was my turn to teach my lessons, Shan would be
Hmm.
back at her desk doing what she
Yeah.
used to
Y'all had
do.
a system, a
We
great
did.
system.
We had a
Hmm.
good system. And then
Hmm.
when she was doing hers, yeah, 5 years. Okay, yeah, if we was together 5 years,
Hmm.
and then the heifer went to another school. We ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't
Oh,
gonna talk about that. But then she would be mad with me because I would have left her in that position that I'm in
right.
now. But because I'm totally out of the classroom, but I'm still at the school.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we, like you said, we had a system, and I could sit over
Hmm.
there, and I could be doing
Right.
this and doing, and it's hard now. Now I be
Girl,
mad.
child, I thought I was gonna go back to work, and I did
Look,
in November. I went back to work, and I still managed to do two books, even though I went back. But it
mhm,
was so stressful because I was only there for a couple of weeks. Let me tell you how God be guiding. So I went back to work because I said I need some health insurance. Let me go back to work, right?
Mhm.
Man. And the only reason I said that is because I've had brain surgery twice. So I cannot be without health insurance. For the
Mhm.
simple fact is because I have these surgeries every few months, right? So I'm like, let me go back to work. Give me some health insurance, right? Girl, every while one of these people job on November the 7th, okay? Um, trained for like 3 weeks, right? Mind you, it was doing like working at the tag office. So I've done it before. I used to work at the tag office 10 years ago.
Mhm.
So it's like riding a bike. But girl, when I tell you I came home and felt the minute I couldn't pick my laptop up, I was like, oh, this ain't finna work. Um, my kids got sick my second week there. And I
Mm.
don't mean like sick. And that's another thing why I made that post about people don't know what you be going through.
Mhm.
I don't
Mhm.
mean like sick, like they just got a little cold. My daughter was in the hospital for 4 days. So I was there.
Mhm.
Um, she ended up having surgery, which she has to have surgery again in the next month or so. And it's like, and my other two came down RSV.
Mm.
So they were sick for like 3 weeks. And then I was at this job in training and they had a video, you have to do these video seminars.
Mhm.
And my headphones that they gave me weren't working. So this IT guy, when he realized none of the headphones he was putting into the machine worked, he was like, I'll just let you use mine. He said, but I'll clean them. He came back and he was cleaning them. I put the headphones on. 2 days later, my ear is itching really, really bad. And I immediately knew my ear was infected. Okay.
Oh my
Because
God.
this is the ear they went through to get to my brain. Okay.
Mhm.
So I have no hearing in this ear, but a little bit.
Mhm.
Man, my ear was itching so bad, y'all. When I tell y'all that thing swollen shut, um, and it's still not better because his when I went to see my surgeon, he was like, "So whose pool are you swimming in?" And I'm like, "Nobody's pool. This has been since November." I said, "Nobody's pool," and he was like, "Well," I said, "I wore somebody's headphones, and they weren't even the ones you stick into your ear. They're the ones you wear over your ears."
Mhm.
He was like, "Don't do that again." So the guy had a fungus that's found in pool water on his headphones
Oh wow.
down here. So so yeah, I've been dealing with that fevers and stuff and trying to get it's I still have it. Two how many months later? 4 or 5 months later. So when
Mhm.
I say I'm going through it, like people be really going through it. Like,
They
but
do. You don't. You.
girl,
Life
my
is life.
kids, when I went back to work on after the holidays on January 3rd, because they let me be off to take care of my kids, right?
Mhm.
I went on January 3rd, girl. That was my last day. I said, I won't be back tomorrow. I'm like, I got stuff to do. I can't write. I'm stressed out. And then I told myself, girl, you're turning 40. The last thing you want to do is stress yourself out. That is
No.
a silent killer. Let's not do that to ourselves.
No.
So I
You
have
just have
learned
to
to
trust
let a
him.
lot of things go.
You just have to trust him. He got you.
Hmm.
He got you. He
Got
didn't bless you
got
with
to.
this gift
Hmm.
for you not to use it. And I
Right.
thank you for sharing your gift definitely
Thank you.
with us.
I
I
appreciate
am
y'all for the support. Like for
I
real. Like y'all don't understand. This
I
is
am
truly
excited that I was able to work it out and invite you back. And
no. Indie
we
love. I cry. Listen, this is between us, even though some people watching. Last year, the year before last, and last year, these have been the roughest couple of years. I was going through a divorce, and my family was just had a lot of stuff going on. I had death in the family. That's a aunt that like basically helped raise me.
mhm,
Um, and then it was just panic disorder. I have panic disorder on top of that. So it's like traveling. It's like when I think about doing something, and if I overthink and overanalyze, my body immediately throws me into panic, and I'm like that for a little while until it calms itself down. And I don't mean like a little while, like a day or two. It'd be like a couple of months that I'm just battling a panic attack every other morning and night. You know what I'm saying?
mhm, Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I got better this year. And but last year when I didn't come, I just cried. I'm like, man, I really wanted to go. And I said, well, if it's meant to be, it'll open back up because I that was a lot of self sabotage on top of life. That's just.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, I'm like, I've been doing good.
Everything happens. When I say everything
Mhm,
happens for a reason, um, it's just because I secure my venues. I
mhm,
secure my venue in July of last
mhm. Yeah, yeah,
year. Secure.
yeah.
When we come back after we came, this was 3 weeks ago. I get
Mhm,
an email saying, and my contact person, I could feel it in her email. Her feelings were hurt. Her feelings
mhm.
were hurt.
Yeah,
She's like, I
yeah.
hate to have to tell you this, but we're gonna be doing some renovations,
Mhm,
um, and we're not gonna be able to, to
mhm,
host your event that can. She's giving me these other dates, and I'm like,
mhm.
no,
Yeah.
we love you, is
Yeah,
this weekend every year
yeah,
around
yeah.
the same time every year.
Right,
No,
right,
no, I can't. No, I'm not gonna have it
right,
in July, and no, I'm
right.
not gonna have it 3 weeks earlier. No,
Yeah,
no.
right, right.
And to have to start looking for a new venue space
Mhm.
that's the hardest well, that's yeah, to
Right,
me for me, I don't know about other
right,
event planners. For me,
right.
locking down your venue space is
Mhm.
the hardest part, and I'm always thinking about my readers.
Right.
Um, are they gonna have to pay to park?
Mhm.
Are there hotels near?
Right,
There's always
right.
these other things that I'm
Yeah,
always focusing on,
right.
and to have to start over, and
Mhm.
then you go, "Nah, damn, now I gotta go back and tell everybody it's not gonna be here."
Mhm.
And people gonna be like, "Well, I wonder what happened. Why it's not at that place?
Yeah.
Why did you have to change it?" All of that stuff.
Mhm.
I know it's
Right.
nobody's business,
You're
and
right.
it's nothing, on my end,
You're
but
right.
it just you have to, like, you have to protect your brand, so
Right.
you think, "Okay,
Exactly.
okay." And so we were shooting for a hotel and did a whole walkthrough, and,
Mhm.
you'll have your contract this afternoon and da 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 da. I I ain't got it yet.
Mm,
And
mm,
that's when
mm.
I said, "We're gonna go with this other choice that we have,
Right.
and we need more options over here. Oh,
Right.
and we can add some more tables over here." So that's why I say when
Right.
things happen and open up,
Right.
things happen and
I
open up.
I'm glad. I was screaming when I saw that message. I said, "Yeah!" I'm typing and screaming at the same time. And my stepdad is who traveled with me, him and my mama. So and y'all, he lived right across the street from me. I walked over there. I'm like, guess what? He was like, what? I said, we're going to India. He was like, okay, write it on my calendar. Wrote it on his calendar.
Yeah, we gonna pray that
Cause he
everything
was mad at me
happens.
last year because I ain't go. Girl, I know you ain't wait till the last minute. I'm like,
Life
yeah,
happens, but sometimes you just gotta go with
he
how
just be fussing anyway. He
your
Phoenix
gut.
for real.
But and you was
Yeah.
looking out for him in the long run, but
Mm-hmm.
but
Yep.
I'm glad, hey, we on a whole new year. I'm glad
Yep.
you are gonna be
Yep.
there. If
I
y'all
will
don't
be.
have y'all tickets, get y'all tickets, because let me tell you,
Yeah.
soon we gonna be saying
I'm excited. I know. It's March. Whew.
yes, yes,
Mm-hmm. It's
yes.
March.
Well,
So
I
I'm
thank
ready.
you so much
Thank
um,
you.
for coming and chatting with me, because I was like,
Yeah.
I know some of Indie Love is like, Heifer, this supposed to be a private group, but this supposed to be in the group. But I just felt like, nah, let's open it up to, if your
Right.
friends and family wanted to come, and then
Yeah.
it's on the channel and they can pop in and see it anytime they want. I always
Right.
upload it anyway.
Right.
And I'm I hate to say this, but and people probably don't think it, but I'd be like, I'm somewhat of an introvert. I had to get
Me
used
too.
to being on
Mhm.
screen. And I always say this, Bailey West pushed me to this mess during the
Mhm.
pandemic. She was like, "We gonna go live one night." And I'm thinking,
Mhm.
not me. I ain't going on nobody's camera. You crazy?
You're
But
good at it though.
huh?
I said you're good at it. You're great at it.
Oh, thank you.
It's
Yeah, the more
yeah.
I've done it, the more it's like, okay, I don't need you no
Mhm.
more. I can do this by myself. I'm good. But I truly, truly appreciate it. I again
Thank
thank you
you.
for sharing your gift with us. I look forward to seeing you again. And just so y'all know,
Yes,
if you've
ma'am.
never met Monique at well, I met her at dang,
The
which one was
kickback.
it, Monique? The kickback, yes.
Mhm.
Her and her aunt, I mean, just
Mhm.
welcoming, and it's like, I want this book, this book, this book. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna have plenty of books there.
yep.
Um, I'm ready. Yeah, I
So
just I love meeting people too. Like I'm an introvert also, but when it comes to the books, yeah, I be
yeah,
feeling like we all a big family.
yep,
So yeah.
yep.
Hmm.
Chan loves you. I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna do some more. I gotta hit up Aisha because I am loving
Yeah,
her new series with the
I just love her.
resort. I'm loving
Yeah.
those. That's a nice. The last one is a nice fluff, fluff,
Hmm.
fluff. It's not fluff. I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying it's fluff.
Right, right.
It's a nice, sweet.
But I get it from a
It's a
reader
nice,
standpoint. I
sweet
get it.
story.
Hmm.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot of drama. Drama. It's a little
Hmm.
bit where it could take you out of that.
Right,
It's not like
right.
she says it in her promos. You're not gonna think about him the way you thought you was gonna think. What you think
Hmm.
is gonna happen is not. So it was good.
Yeah,
It's good. So.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, y'all. If y'all don't have no more questions, thank you, Shan. That's my rider.
Thank
Even
you so much for having me. Thank you to everyone who came and sat with us. Yeah, just look out for whoever decides to talk to me now. If August decides he wants me to go ahead and get him out of the way, that's what we're gonna do.
have you
Until
started him
then,
yet?
he's almost done.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, we're about 75% done.
Okay.
Hmm.
I swear I'm gonna get like y'all when I get my life together.
Listen, if I didn't have, um, I've been, like I said, I've been blessed. Like I just literally, I know. I literally, let's get this straight. I literally went to my stepdad and was like, buy me a house. And we both started laughing. He laughed first and I just laughed with him. And he was like, go look for one and I'll get it for you. I know. So I was like, huh? He was like, go look for one, I'll get it for you. My stepdad loved me, y'all.
I feel like
Um,
you shared this in a post.
and he bought me a
Yeah.
house. He bought me a house. Like I sit there, I write all day. My kids go to school. So, like I said, which worked out for me because honestly, because I've had brain surgery, I'm not supposed to be at work. So,
Hmm.
um,
See what happens when you're hard headed too, though.
I'm very hard headed now, very.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, child, I just be at home writing and trying to get these stories and characters together and all trying to stay 10 steps ahead. Like I
Hmm.
have storylines that I already have, like that I'm writing on, that I think about. If I get a little snippet in my head, I'll go ahead and put it down so I don't forget my
Hmm.
phone, stuff like that. I just got so
Hmm.
many notes everywhere, child. But I
Yeah.
appreciate y'all for rocking with me and trusting me, and yeah, because I know it's not easy. um I just appreciate it. Like, yeah, I appreciate everything.
Awesome.
But
Awesomeness.
yeah,
Well, I
thank
look
you.
forward to see. I'm gonna be in touch. It's getting close to
Yeah,
our extra promo, so
yeah, yeah.
it's all
I
good.
can't wait.
Thank you, everybody that hung with
Thank
us.
you.
And I look forward to seeing y'all too in
Yeah.
June. So,
All right.
all right, y'all have a good
Good
evening.
night. Good night. Bye.